everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lucredo. Wow, that was very energetic. Welcome back to Miranda's All Girls University. Today we're playing Resident Lovers. It's not 2 in the morning this time, but it's actually a decent time in the evening. Let's continue our romp with Cassandra, shall we? I believe it's slot 7. It might be slot 8. We're gonna find out. I think this is right. I can't remember where I saved it. I'm pretty sure it's slot 8. We'll go here. Oh yeah, this is exactly where we are. Good, good, good. You stand in front of the theater, feeling your palms sweat uncontrollably. This is it, a very important day for you. I'm so nervous. Today is the first day of official rehearsal and it feels so overwhelming. I just hope I can do my best to help this play come together nicely. There is a lot of pressure riding on this play working. You don't want to let Cassandra down. You know how important it is to her that her shows are spectacular and perfect. You can't be anything less than exemplary in order to make this performance a success. Taking a deep breath, you enter the theater and make your way to the stage. You see people bustling about, running in and out of the backstage. Cassandra stands with her hands on her hips, surveying the scenes. She seems excited. Hey! She turns to look at you, a scowl forming on her face. There you are! You're late! I'm late, but I'm 5 minutes early, Cassandra frowns. That's super late. You need to get here 30 minutes before so we can talk shop and do some warm-ups. So we can talk shop? Talk shop. And do some warm-ups. Everyone's already warmed up. Go to the back and do some, and then join me out here on the stage in 3. We're starting soon. Right. Cassandra sounds super strict. You hope she won't be like this the entire time. You've heard the rumors that Cassandra gets crazy during rehearsal times. It was the reason, after all, the other actors quit. You hurry out up to the back, and once you find a quiet corner, begin doing some vocal warm-ups and body stretches. You only get a few in because you can hear Cassandra's voice calling everyone to the stage. You join the semicircle that is formed around her, hands on hips. She speaks up loudly and crisply. You are all here because you've been chosen to play a role in my show. That comes with a lot at stake. My shows are a work of art with high production value and acting quality. I do not accept subpar work. You will hate me by the end of our rehearsals because I will drive you to your breaking point and build you back up. I accept nothing but excellence. If you cannot handle that, now is your chance to go. She glares at the group, who are squirming and speaking in hushed tones to each other. The way Cassandra spoke. Is she really gonna be that awful? Anything for you, Cassandra! You can count on us! You roll your eyes at them. Must they be so obnoxious. Thank you! Now, let's get to work. She claps her hands. And rehearsal begins. It's hard work, to be sure, especially since you have such a titular role. By the end of the 5 hours, you feel like you've climbed a mountain despite only reading lines and practicing positions. Perhaps it's because that would be called blocking, my dear. Perhaps it's because of how demanding Cassandra is. You almost don't recognize her. It's like she's a bridezilla, except the theater version of it. If this is how every rehearsal is going to be, you almost want to quit. You expected theater to be fun. While you knew there was a lot of work involved in staging any show, this level of intensity is something you've never faced before during any of your previous rehearsals for your high school productions. You're either going to have to get used to this quickly or find another major if it's too much. When rehearsal is over, you go backstage to pick up your shoulder bag. Your hand stops midway when you see someone has scribbled all over it with a Sharpie marker. It reads, "Loser! Stay away from Cassandra!" You frown. You know who could have done such a thing. They're not even keeping it a secret, the 3 of them standing a few feet behind you, giggling to themselves. You sigh. This won't come out. You'll have to paint over the bag or get a new one. You spelled loser wrong. You say this loudly, but without looking back at them. You know this will only be the beginning of their petty actions. You shove the shoulder bag under your armpit to hide the statement and hurry out. Hey, wait up! You stop and turn to see what Cassandra wants now. You're not in the mood for any of her comments. You respond sharply. What? Cassandra seems taken aback by your tone. I just wanted to ask if you wanted to get coffee after this? No, I have to get back to the dorms. Cassandra frowns. Is this about me being a mega bitch today? Because I gave everyone a fair warning. That doesn't make me feel better. Do you want an apology? Because you won't get one. Are the 2 of you really gonna have your first argument? Your raised voices draw the attention of none other than the 3 stands. They stand by Cassandra's side, backing her up. Are they giving you trouble? Of course they would. They don't understand the genius they're working with. If they're gonna act like this, maybe they shouldn't be in the play. You hold your tongue. There are so many things you want to say, but you don't. I'm tired. I'm just gonna go to bed. Cassandra frowns, worried for you now. She notices the fight going out of you. Are you okay? Should I walk you home? No, thanks. You need some space to think things over, to relax from this stressful evening. You heard them. Leave their mopey ass alone. You begin to head out, not looking back. Cassandra doesn't respect your wishes and follows after you. Leave me alone. No, I don't know what's wrong, but I can tell you're upset. If it's at me, I already told you I'm not going to apologize. Director Cassandra is a bitch because a job needs to be done, and I only want you to do the best you can. When you don't respond, she sighs wearily. At least let me get you something to eat. You can tell she's not going to give up so easily. And you are a bit peckish. Fine. This brings her spirits up and she takes you to the cafe. Elena is there as always. She eyes both you and Cassandra. She frowns. Great. Now she knows something is wrong between the two of you. You really aren't in the mood for her questions. Thankfully, she doesn't ask you this time. Cassandra Dimitrescu, what did you do? Possibly nothing. They're never mad at you. This is the first time I've seen them upset. So what did you do? It's just been a hard afternoon. You cut in so that there's no arguing. You're not in the mood. You just want to get your food and go home. Rehearsals. She shakes her head. Cassandra, you need to stop sucking the soul out of people with your rehearsals. Cassandra crosses her arms over her chest. What, do you want my place to be shit? I refuse. They continue to bicker, and you take this opportunity to take the fresh food and book it out of there. Thankfully, the dorm room is empty, and you eat your food and then try to scrub the marks out of your bag. Predictably, they don't come off. Use hairspray, my girl. You'll have to get a new bag. The following day's rehearsal isn't any better. You find your bag in the trash at the end of the day, and the cast members give you odd looks. You swear one of them sneers at you, and you can't help but wonder why. Have you done something to offend them? You try to keep all these incidents out of mind. You don't need extra stuff to worry about when you've already got so much on your plate. Rehearsals continue in this pattern for a while, with you getting stressed out by Cassandra's demands and with you having to hunt down your personal belongings, often finding the items dirty or misplaced. One time, the stands replace the water in your bottle with vodka and laugh loudly at your shocked expression as you spit the liquid out. The cast members keep glaring at you as if you've personally offended them. The looks get to you one day, and you finally snap at them. What? What is so interesting about me? The two girls that are gossiping look at each other, and then at you. You're a freak. What? They told us how you're only doing this to get close to Cassandra. They said you stalk her and take pictures of her and even stole her underwear once. Your face turns purple with rage. You have never done such things, and you have a good idea as to who is spreading those rumors. I never did any of that. Someone has been telling you lies. Right. They clearly don't believe you. That doesn't matter, because you know the rumors aren't true, and Cassandra also knows they're not true. In fact, you're gonna go talk to her right now to nip this entire situation in the bud before it can get even worse. You go to find her backstage, and see that she's there with none other than the three stands. You hide behind a column, you peer out and try to see what they're talking about. You need to dump them. Kick them out of the play right now. Their voices are shrill. Cassandra's sounds tired. Girls... They're a total creep, look! At this, she holds up your shoulder bag and unzips one pocket. What the hell is she doing with your bag? You're about to exit your hiding spot when you freeze at the sight of what she pulls out of your bag. It's a pair of underwear. Red and skimpy. Where did that come from? That's not what you wear at all. Cassandra seems to know what it is because her face turns pale right away. When did... They're a creep taking your underwear. That was Cassandra's underwear? You've never even taken such a thing before. Never in your wildest dreams would you think of doing such a thing to someone. And the worst part is that it seems like Cassandra believes them. She holds out her hand to take the underwear back. I'll speak with them. I have no idea why they would do such a thing. We told you they're a creep. You feel sick to your stomach. Do you throw up, run away, or confront them? If we're gonna throw up, we should run away anyway, and I know I've been really upfront recently in this. Let's save. Hold on. Slot 9. Yes, sir. Let's run away. You run away as quickly as you can, but not quickly enough to make the tears running down your face disappear into the wind. You seclude yourself in your room, feeling miserable. What can you do about the situation? You can't take this lying down. You need to stand up for yourself. Your phone rings, and you see it's Cassandra calling you. Your heart drops to your feet. You pick up. If we ran away, like, why would we... Ignore her. You turn off your phone and crawl onto your bed, burying your face into the pillows. Cassandra immediately calls back, and you turn your phone off. You don't want to deal with her right now. Act 3, Scene 2, a tragedy and a comedy. You only managed to successfully avoid Cassandra for 2 days. This means ditching rehearsals, keeping your phone off, and running to your room in between classes. Danny is concerned, namely because her phone buzzes nonstop with messages from her sister. You really should answer her. No. What even happened? Did she break your heart? She has a habit of doing that. It's not that. You're fearful as you look at Danny. Will she be disgusted with you? She didn't tell you? Tell me what? Why I'm avoiding her? No, she only said she was worried for you. Why are you avoiding her? We'll tell our roommate, okay? Even though we know Danny's like a total blab mouth, but whatever. It's just, there are some girls who are being cruel to me because they don't want me next to Cassandra. They don't want me to have the role of Romeo. So they're framing me for something I didn't do that hurt Cassandra. Danny's eyes go wide at this. Her normal cheery demeanor is gone. What have they been doing to you? And what are they doing to Cassandra? Do I need to talk with them? You don't want Danny hurting herself or hurting someone else over this. You're an adult. This is your problem to fix. I appreciate you wanting to help, but please let me deal with this. Cassandra's fine. She might just think the worst of me. Danny does not look convinced. If you want to, but seriously, I can help anytime. And Cassandra could never hate you. She likes you too much. Danny cuts herself off here as if she said too much. You arch a brow, intrigued. I should get going, but talk to her, okay? It might not be that bad. She opens the dorm room door and reveals that Cassandra is on the other side, hand raised as if she had been about to knock on the door. Danny nearly bumps into her. Oh, oops, I guess I'd better leave. As she runs out, allowing Cassandra to enter your dorm room. Cassandra closes the door behind her. Why do you feel like you're about to get interrogated? She crosses her arms over her chest and glares at you. There's no more hiding in your own room. Why have you been hiding from me? You know why. Do I? You decide you might as well peel the band-aid off right here and now and get this all out. I overheard what they said to you. I saw you believe them. Maybe if you answered your phone, you would have known that that wasn't true. I'm an actress, or did you forget? I had to play along with them to see what it was they wanted. And I'm sorry. Sorry I didn't notice how they were treating you earlier. I was so wrapped up in getting the show right that I neglected to notice if the people I cast were acting right. She's apologizing to you? You almost can't believe it. She's not mad at all. I played along with them, and they confided in me how they were throwing out your stuff and spreading rumors amongst the cast about you as to protect me. They denied, of course, that they had planted the underwear in your bag, but the apartments have security surveillance, and you've never stolen from me before. And the day the three of them showed up around the building was also the day before the underwear incident. So, at this, she expectantly looks at you. Huh. I thought I was gonna have to argue with you to prove my innocence. I trust you. She gives you a soft smile. You had been worried and feeling awful over nothing. You should have just spoken with her in the first place. What does this mean for us now? It means I'm out 3 cast members and I have to find some more on some extremely short notice. You kicked them out? Of course. I don't accept horrible behavior like that. The only one allowed to be mean to my cast is the director. Which is also me, but you know. She's teasing, but you still feel relieved to hear you won't have to go back to the show and worry over being harassed. But still, I feel bad. Why? You did nothing wrong. I know, but because of me, we're short 3 people and we only have 4 weeks to get this all together. When will we find new actors? Don't worry about that. I'm the director, it's up to me to deal with all this. Still, don't worry your pretty head. Here she approaches you, cupping your cheeks in her hands. You're the star of my show, not them. I would hate to lose you. Please, don't worry. You gaze into her eyes. She gazes into yours. You don't know how long you stare at each other, except that you're all too aware of how close her face is to yours. You can smell her perfume under the perpetual scent of coffee and vanilla surrounding her. Her hands are soft and warm on your cheeks. Her eyes flicker down to your lips and seem to darken. Cassandra jerks back at this, cheeks flushing red. Sorry, I kinda, gotta go. See you later. And like that, she runs off. You tilt your head to the side. A flustered Cassandra. How adorable! You never even thought she could get flustered like that. She always seems so suave when she's around others. Why is she so suddenly awkward around you? With everything forgiven between the two of you, you once again return to rehearsals. Indeed, the 3 stands are gone and the ball of discomfort previously sitting in your stomach leaves. Finally, you can focus on your acting. You can still feel the unwelcome stares of your other castmates on you, but you try not to worry about them. Without the stands poisoning their minds, things should be easier to deal with. Cassandra claps her hands to start the practice once everyone has completed warm-ups. Crunch time is upon us. I know we're missing 3 cast members, and that is for a good reason. Here she points at you. They were harassing our Romeo, spreading nasty rumors and destroying their property. If I ever catch sight of behavior like this again, you will all be facing reprimand from the president of this college herself. Gasps came from the cast. I'm serious. Now, I want us all to work hard. We have a show that we need to get on the road. I expect us to work even harder while I find replacements for these 3 roles. You're overjoyed that Cassandra stood up for you. Now you feel as excited as her about the play. It takes no time for Cassandra to find new cast members. In fact, they're even better actors than the previous 3. They bring a good energy to the team, and you find that everyone is starting to work together and get along. People even talk to you now that the stands aren't poisoning their minds. You feel lighter and free. But while you do so, it seems Cassandra is spiraling down into stress. You find her sitting at her mirror, hands in the air, looking down. The door is ajar. You knock on it lightly. She doesn't look up. You knock on it louder. She looks up at you. Hey, what's up? She doesn't bother to hide her worries. What could be worrying her? Is it those 3 stands? Are you alright? She shakes her head no and holds up a paper that she's been staring at. And you take it from her. It's a flyer of sorts advertising a play. Not Romeo and Juliet, but another one. Annie. A bunch of college-age people doing Annie. You look at her, not sure what she's trying to say. She sighs, exasperated. Remember those people who left my production at the beginning of the year? They formed their own play, and their opening night is the same as our play. So, what's wrong? Cassandra scoffs. Clearly what's wrong is that they're luring people away from my show. They're doing this on purpose. We don't know that for sure. I know for a fact that they're doing this on purpose. I put my date out first, and as soon as I did, they did too. She crosses her arms over her chest. She's getting all worked up and making this more dramatic than it needs to be. Change the day then. I can't just do that. She shakes her head. I always open my show on this date in the fall semester. It's a good luck superstition. If I change it, the show will go horribly. Can you maybe ask them to change the date? If I ask them such a thing, they'll relish in knowing they have caused me distress. To be honest, I'm not sure how to fix this, but I have full confidence your show will still garner many people to see us. There's over 1,000 students here. I used to work for a theater. Something similar happened, and everyone was freaking out. My boss basically look, I can't keep track of what the other theater companies in town are doing. I can't make them do anything. All I can do is run my business, and it's not a big deal. For sure, just don't worry about it. Cassandra sniffs. If I see even so much as one empty seat in my theater, I'm throwing myself off of the cliff. You cringe at this. Please don't. Cassandra pauses for a moment. My theater. My theater. That's it. I have a solution. She runs up the stairs. You follow after her. Why do you feel like this won't be a good idea? Cassandra is fast when she's determined, and you arrive out of breath a few seconds behind her. You find she has gone to the management office and is debating loudly with the stage manager there. You want them removed? But they booked the space. Cassandra flips her hair over her shoulders. Hold on. I am well aware of how the booking goes. However, I no longer wish for them to have access to one of the stage rooms in this theater, or any stage room, in fact. We can't just kick them out without good reason. Don't you know who I am? My mother owns this theater, and I, as such, have partial control of what productions are allowed here. If a production is offensive or not up to Dimitrescu standard, then we have the right to remove it. Even so, Cassandra slaps the poster down on the table. This play and the cast were never authorized through me nor my mother. I understand your department did agree to house them in the theater because they registered as their own acting troupe, and according to the theater's regulations, that is feasible as long as there are no more than 10 members. However, the head of the theater has a right to disband such a group on any grounds provided there's a sufficient reason, and that reason being that they were originally in my group. Members cannot belong to more than one troupe. I surmise that at least one member has forgotten to formally remove themselves from my troupe, therefore invalidating that troupe member and causing there to be less than 10 members. Your head is reeling from all of this. Cassandra is talking rapid fire and confidently. Is this how she looks and speaks when she's in her pre-law classes? They sure are coming in useful now. I can check. He trails off and begins to pull up some files on his clunky desktop computer. What do you think?
What do you think? What do you think? What do you think?
I feel uncomfortable. I just give you a whole spiel. You don't need to worry about what the other people are doing. Cassandra, I don't know if this is okay. What do you mean? It feels underhanded. Cassandra's expression closes. You can't read her right now, and it doesn't feel good. What needs to be done to protect the play needs to be done. I put my very heart and soul into these shows. I won't have others undermine it just because they want to be petty. So excuse me if you don't agree with my actions, but everything I am doing is perfectly legal and in accordance with the theater regulations we have on campus. She turns her back to you. You feel a weird mix of emotions. You still don't think she should be doing this, but you don't want her getting more mad at you. I found something. It seems you're right, Miss Dimitrescu. 2 troupe members have not resigned from your group. I can notify them to withdraw. No, they had all this time to get their affairs in order, and they did not. Now withdraw the cast from the room. The only show playing that night will be mine. If you say so. Cassandra leaves the office with a pep in her step. I am so glad that worked out. They tried to screw me over in the past. I won't let that happen. The play must go. The play must go on, no matter what happens. Speaking of the play, Giselle has our costumes ready. She texted me a few minutes ago. We have to go see them now. She yanks on your hand to pull you faster with her. You head down to Giselle's domain, finding the tiny girl wading through knee-deep piles of fabric all over the floor. It's like being in the ocean, but less wet and less fun. Giselle, we're here for our outfits. You don't have to yell. I could hear you salivating over my outfits from upstairs. I do not. Giselle turns around, a wide smile on her face. Ha! You will when you see them. Giselle goes to the back room, Cassandra nearly vibrating with anticipation next to you. You are tempted to hold her hand, but don't, in case the energy infects you and you can't stand still either. Giselle pushes 2 mannequins with outfits on them, or what you guess would be the outfits. They're covered over in sheets. I don't want to spoil the surprise. Now, go to the dressing rooms and put these on. She shoves Romeo's outfit at you and Juliet's at Cassandra. You go into the dressing room and pull off the sheet. Your jaw drops. This outfit is of high quality with tight black trousers, a motif of red and black on the top shirt with an intricate designs that adorn the belt and gloves. You can't wait to try it on. It fits you perfectly. You step outside and wait for Cassandra to finish changing. When she finishes, your jaw drops open a second time. She looks stunning in the outfit. It is cream colored with small inlay gems that sparkle as she moves. Wow. That is all you can say at the sight of her. She smiles. Do I look like your Juliet, Romeo? Your throat is dry. Once she's in full hair and makeup, she'll be even more dazzling. How will you remember your lines on stage when she looks so stunning? You try to speak up, but can't as Cassandra comes up to you. Cassandra purrs, because you surely look like my Romeo. Your cheeks blaze red at this. Giselle is making a retching noise behind you. Gross! Cassandra, keep it in your pants and out of my room. Cassandra responds flatly, I'm wearing a dress. The sentiment remains. Cassandra huffs, affronted. I wasn't even flirting. Giselle looks unconvinced. Sure you weren't. Cassandra's cheeks flush and she averts her eyes from you. Is she suddenly ashamed of flirting publicly? You can still remember how shamelessly she had flirted before. What changed? She clears her throat. Anyways, you've outdone yourself once more with these outfits. Giselle sticks her nose up high into the air. Of course I have. Now, almost all the pieces of the play are in place. Can this play be carried on? There's a knock on the door at the shared bathroom. You let out a groan. This is the 5th knock in 3 minutes. You growl back, irritated. Danny, I'm fine. You don't seem fine. Everything okay in there? You've been in the bathroom a long time. I'm just dealing with some pre-show jitters. I'm sure you'll do fine. You gasp, horrified. I need to do more than fine. I need to be perfect. Jeez, spending all that time with Cassie sure has made you hella strict on yourself. Take a chill pill. I can't. It's opening night. The night that makes or breaks the show. Again, chill out. A play is supposed to be fun. You should leave the bathroom now. This play means so much to her. Every play does. Don't let her get you down. Don't let her get to you. You've done theater before. Try and have fun with it now, like you did before. Now, leave the bathroom. You let out a deep sigh. You just want to do a good job to impress Cassandra. Making her happy means a lot to you. You look at your reflection in the mirror. You look stressed, with bags under your eyes. You haven't been sleeping well for the past 3 nights. You're extremely nervous and your stomach can't even process food. So you're tired, hungry, and cranky on opening night. Not a good mix. Splash some water on your face.
And I am in a better place
to cool yourself down. You've got this. You can do it. Just, if you screw up, Cassandra might never talk to you again. You step out of the bathroom, finding Danny still on the other side. I'm fine. You can go now. Actually, I have to use the bathroom. I chugged 3 energy drinks and they are going straight through me. She rushes past you and slams the door shut as she gets inside. You glow her at the door. The whole time Danny was being supportive, it was only because she needed to use the restroom. You shake your head and decide to head out to the show. You arrive at the theater 3 hours before the show is set to begin. Cassandra wanted you all here earlier so that she could prepare you for the show. When you get there, everyone looks very serious. The pressure is on, and you can feel it building. Cassandra stands in front of everyone, hands on her hips. I won't accept any screw-ups today. Is that clear? Yes! We're gonna do our best. Yes! Good, that's what I like to hear. Keep practicing. We have to put every last second to good use. The cast disperses to different parts of the stage and begins practicing together in order to perfect their acting. Cassandra approaches you. You're with me. Dressing room? Now. You gulp. Did you do something wrong? You follow her to her private dressing room. She closes the door and leans against it, breathing out heavily. You alright? I just need a moment with you to calm down. Is the stress getting to you? The weight of the expectation is. Mother said that depending on my performance during this show, she would be giving me the lead role in her most popular show in New York City. I've coveted that role since forever. Oh wow, that puts a lot of pressure on you. What can I do to help? Cassandra gives a dry laugh. Don't fuck up, and maybe a hug might help. Obviously I give her a hug. Get offended, hold her hand, give her the hug. Obviously give her the hug. You pull her into a tight embrace, allowing her to fall against you. She instantly melts into the hug, hands wrapping around you. You stand together like that for a while, and despite how your heart is racing, the hug manages to calm you down. It seems to calm her down too, because she pulls away from you with a soft expression. Thank you. I needed that. We should practice our lines. We've been over them so many times already. I can see them in my dreams. This will help me. Please. More lines. Yeah, of course. That's what I like to hear. I should check my diary if I get stuck, I think to myself. Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. Or if thou wilt not, but be sworn, my love, and I'll no longer be a Capulet. I think it's Shall I Hear More. Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this? Yeah, I thought so. Shall I hear more, or shall I speak at this? 'Tis but thy name, but that is mine enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What's a Montague? It is nor hand, nor foot, nor arm, nor face. Oh, be some other name belonging to a man. That which we call a rose by any other word would smell as sweet. So Romeo would, were he not Romeo called. Retain that dear perfection which he owes without a title. Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name, which is no part of thee, take all myself. I'm pretty sure it's take me at my word. Haha, I take thee at thy word. I've read Romeo and Juliet in high school. What man art thou that thus be screened in night, so stumblest on my counsel? What's your line? By a name I know not how to tell thee. Yeah. By a name I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself, because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word. Perfect. I knew I could count on you, my Romeo. You blush at her praise. You are reminded of something. You are her Romeo, and as such, the play calls for a kiss. We haven't practiced this kiss at all. Cassandra is unbothered. Are you worried? Cassandra had claimed that the kiss would be best done live rather than practiced. She wanted it to be authentic the day of, with a rawness and uncertainty to it that practicing wouldn't bring. What if I mess it up? You can't mess up a kiss. Besides, we've practiced leaning into it, the build-up before it. All you have to do is press your lips to mine. It doesn't have to be deep. Don't do that. Don't do kisses the night of, okay? Never do that. You've never kissed anyone on stage before, much less someone famous like Cassandra. She looks at your worried face. Is this because of the stands? Is it? Yes and no, but I'll say yes. I'm worried they might retaliate against me for doing this. Don't worry about them. If they do anything, I'll take this straight to administration. Also, I'm pretty familiar with the law. The both of you finish up in Cassandra's dressing room. You go do warm-ups, speak with some of the cast members, and then get ready for makeup and hair before you change into your costume. A group of behind-the-scenes crew members help everyone get ready, and you'll almost forget to be nervous. It's 10 minutes till the curtains go up. You peek your head out subtly behind one, and the room is full, not a single empty seat. If you can see the audience, they can see you. Don't do that. Your nerves spike. You feel like you're gonna be sick. You can't do this. Panic begins to build. If you screw up, Cassandra could lose her chance at getting the long-coveted role she wanted. You don't want to lose your friendship over that. You grit your teeth. What do you do? If you don't play the show, she definitely isn't gonna get that thing. What do you mean? What do you do? You're just nervous. What the heck? You take a deep breath. You've got this. You can do this. You center yourself, digging deep into yourself, and pull out your Romeo, the one that impressed Cassandra all that time ago. You close your eyes. Sound melts away. When you open them, you feel a lot more calm. You can do this. You promised Cassandra you would help save this play, and you will. Before you know it, the curtain goes up and the crowd is silent. It is time.
It is time.
You head out through the backstage to approach the stage area to get into position. As you walk past, you see a shadow moving in the shadows. Is it the same phantom from before? Come to see the show? The phantoms at the theater that I worked at did that. They would come watch the shows. Does the theater indeed have ghosts? You shudder. Follow? I mean, sure, if I'm not on, if I have time, like whatever. Just as you're about to walk towards it, you hear it. That damn giggle. That can only belong to one person. Actually, more than one person. You rush after the sound and up to the catwalk, following the shadow. When you get to the top, who else do you see other than the three stands? They're stood on the catwalk, peering down at the stage, paint buckets by their legs. The sight of them horrifies you. Are they thinking of dumping paint on the actors during the show? That would devastate Cassandra. How do you react? We're just gonna go tell Cassandra. Be like, hey yo, they broke into your theater. You rush down the stairs, two at a time, and thankfully find Cassandra nearby. You look pale. What's wrong? Come, and I'll show you. You grab her by the wrist, and you take her to the catwalk. The stands are still there, giggling to themselves, unaware of the fact that the two of you are behind them. When that ugly Romeo comes out, we'll dump this paint all over him. Him? Did they say him? I'm not a him. All over them. Thank you. They'll be so embarrassed. They'll have no choice but to transfer schools, and Cassandra will beg to have us back on the cast. Cassandra's eyes turn dark, and her hands clench into fists. You've never seen her this upset before. Leave. This is said in a guttural voice to you. Cass, I'm gonna take care of this. You don't need to be told twice. You leave Cassandra alone, wondering what she's gonna do. You pace by the curtain separating you and the stage. There's a few lines left before you have to go up. Is the problem solved? Cassandra comes down, looking more relaxed. What happened? I made a temporary truce with them, but once this play is over, I'm dealing with them personally. You don't have to do this for me. It's more than just about you. What do you think would happen if they dumped paint during the show? We'd both be laughingstocks. You want to speak with her more, but you hear your cue and you have to go up on stage. As the play progresses, you forget about your personal life and let yourself fall into the character and the world you are portraying. Cassandra looks stunning as Juliet, and you can sympathize with Romeo for falling in love with her at first sight. In fact, the crush you have on her lends greatly to helping you make his feelings more authentic. You only hope the kiss can be so as well. The moment of it approaches, and you take the lead on it. Normally, Cassandra is the one who subtly cues you towards it, but this time, you do it. Cupping her cheek in your hand, you lean in and gently place your lips on hers. Her mouth is warm and soft. The world around you seems to fall away as you keep the chaste kiss going. It might be seconds, minutes, you aren't sure, but when you pull away, Cassandra's cheeks are light pink. Had she felt it too? Felt that spark between the two of you? Questions for later. Right now, you have a play to finish. Cassandra's play receives a standing ovation. You would expect nothing less. As you stand hand in hand with her as the cast takes their bows, she says to you over the wild cheering, "Thank you. I couldn't have done this without you." Much ado about nothing. Nice. The play keeps you busy for a few nights. When it's all over, you feel a strange sort of sadness. Relatable. Despite all the work and despite how stressful putting together the production was, you are going to miss this. Miss the hours spent on stage, miss the teamwork behind the scenes, and most importantly, miss performing with Cassandra. And those kisses too. You loved getting to kiss her on stage, but you can't tell her that. You're not at all dating. Now with the play over, who knows what the two of you will do? Will you walk different paths, never to speak again until the next play? Or will you remain friends? You feel empty at the thought of losing your friendship with Cassandra. You like her a lot. You want to spend more time with her. Perhaps even ask her out? Would she say yes? Cassandra's never dated anyone before. She's the flirty type, only hooking up at random. Elena did say that Cassandra hasn't dated anyone since she met you, but did that mean anything? Maybe she was just too busy with the play to do anything. You shake your head to disperse the depressing thoughts and head over to her dressing room. The play has completed its last show yesterday, and you've brought something for her. You knock on Cassandra's door. She opens it up a moment later. "Hey, what's up?" "I came to talk with you." "We're speaking now." She laughs. "What? Did I miss something? I think I clicked my thing twice." "No? Okay." So what did you really want to come here for?" You hold out the small bouquet of flowers you'd brought for her. "In my high school, we had a tradition of giving the showrunner flowers as a thanks for their hard work in keeping everyone together. So this is just a small gift for you." Cassandra's eyes go wide. "Oh, wow. Thank you." Cassandra seems at a loss of words. Surely this isn't the first time she's gotten flowers for a performance. You can see into her dressing room because the door is open. There are vases filled with flowers on her counters. They look even more expressive than your offering. You feel a bit self-conscious now. "It's not much, but I hope you enjoy them." Cassandra hides her face partially behind the flowers. You can see the tops of her cheeks are red. "I love them. They came from you. But really, you didn't have to get me anything. I wanted to. That reminds me, we have more time now since the play is over. At least more time until the next play begins. And I was thinking we could, hang out. I would love that. I love watching movies and talking with you at your place." "I love that too. But I was thinking we could hang out outside of the apartment. You mentioned that you paint. I can also eat a lot of hot dogs." Impressive, but not what I had in mind. Wait, is she asking you on a date? Your heart begins to race. "I can show you my art. It's in my room." Let's go now. I have some free time. She runs back into her room to put your flowers into a vase filled with water, and then grabs her to-go coffee cup before she tugs your hand into hers. The both of you hurry across campus until you get to your dorm room. You open the door for her. Danny's inside the room cleaning off her skateboard. When she sees the two of you, her brows go up. Cassie, what are you up to now? We're gonna look at some art together. Art, huh? Alright. I know when it's time to go. Be safe and use protection. Danny rushes out of the room. You call after her. It's not like that! She doesn't hear you because she's already gone, leaving you feeling awkward with Cassandra in the room. Cassandra's face is flushed red. That Daniela, always joking, trying to get me in trouble. Her laughter seems stilted and you don't blame her. Danny has ruined some of the vibes. Now you feel self-conscious. Let me show you some of my art? You pull out a giant folder from under your bed that you use to put all your projects in. You like to use different mediums, however, with the limited space in the dorm room, you've stuck to watercolors and oil pastels, mostly. You pull one out after the other, explaining some backstory behind the painting before going into detail on how you made the piece. Cassandra is impressed by your art. I could hang this up on my wall, that's how good it is. Really? Really, I'm being serious, I'm not exaggerating one bit. My mother would have loved to have you in her class. All the special meanings in these paintings, truly. You go to such depth in creating complex pieces. You can have one if you'd like. Cassandra blinks, shocked. Are you sure? I can always make more. Take whichever one you like. Cassandra scours through your pile, eventually settling on an idyllic painting of a cottage in the woods after a rainstorm. Thank you. I can hang it up in my apartment. You're welcome. Since you've given me something for free, I feel I should give you something too. You don't have to. I'd like to. I'm afraid I'm not that talented with my hands. She seems to reconsider. No, I am, just not in art stuff. She coughs into her fist. The implication is clear, and she's embarrassed to mention this to you for some reason, but it seems her pride wins out over that because she still says it. Well, that certainly inspires some images in your head. You quickly try to not think about them. Want to come with me to my mansion? I have something there I could give you. Really, it's alright. You don't have to give me something back. I want to, okay? Alright. She takes you to her car and drives you over to the Dimitrescu mansion. The butler greets you at the door, offering his usual tea and biscuits. Cassandra says yes to them and takes you up the stairs to her room. She rummages around in her drawer before pulling out a playbill. It's a bit weathered and tattered around the edges. The playbill is from the musical Wicked. It's signed on the front by what seems to be the whole cast. Impressive. This is one of the first plays I ever saw. My mother got the entire cast to sign it. It means a lot to me. I want you to have it. Your eyes widen. This is important to her. You can't possibly take it from her. You shake your head. Cassandra, I can't. This is too much. It wouldn't feel right taking this from you. Cassandra frowns. I want you to have it. And I want you to have it. Seriously, I'm touched by the gesture, but I would feel wrong to take it from you. Cassandra sighs and puts it back. I'm doing a shitty job at this, aren't I? A shitty job at what? Cassandra rubs the back of her neck. She shamefully looks down at the floor. At this date. So it is a date! She confirmed that much, but why does she seem so down about it? To be honest, I've never really tried hard to woo anyone, or really had to take them on a date. They'd all throw themselves at me because of my on-campus fame, and I'd just sleep with them and never speak to them again. You wince. You don't want to be reminded of her womanizing ways. She continues. I want to impress you. I thought doing a restaurant or a movie would be too cliche, but this isn't going well either. She gives a self-pitying laugh. Honestly, I don't mind doing anything with you. I really enjoy our time spent together. I don't mind doing anything with you. That sounds negative. I know it's not, but it sounds like it is. But I want to try. It's what you deserve. I've never really felt this way about anyone before. And it's all because you didn't care about my popularity. You treated me normally. You didn't try to sleep with me right away. You hadn't known it had mattered that much to her that you were kind and respectful of her boundaries. Do you want to try this? Redo. We can redo the date if you want. Start fresh. I would like that. Just tell me what you want and you'll have it. Actually, I have something in mind, but it'll sort of be a secret. Being all mysterious? I like that. I'll see you then. Planning something for Cassandra is tough. You want to make it special, but you're not sure what you can do to impress her. You agonize over ideas, spending nights staying up late to find something perfect for her. And then it hits you. A most astounding premise. You may be no writer, but you have ideas. You feverishly set to work. It takes you a week to set everything up, but you can't wait to see Cassandra's reaction to it, so the wait seems even longer. When you're done, you invite her to the theater, to a set stage. She's clearly intrigued by what you've got planned, but doesn't say a word, playing along. You get up on stage to where a table has been set for two, complete with candlelight and food. You've recently plated the food, delivery, and it's still warm. You pull out the chair for her to sit on before pushing it in. Then you sit down on your own. By the plates, you've written out a brief script. Cassandra picks it up, arching a brow at you. That's unironically, like, super sweet. A little cringe, but, like, super sweet. You scripted our own date. You tisk and swipe the laminated script from her. Don't read ahead. We have to get through dinner first. And then, you'll find out. The two of you talk as you begin to eat your meal. You pull out a bottle of wine and pop the cork, pouring some into the wine glasses. Cassandra swirls the wine and takes a good whiff of it. She hums at the taste when she takes a sip. You have good taste. She winks at you. Thank you. You glow at the praise. You talk some more and the conversation naturally pivots to something on your mind. What happened to those 3 stands? Oh, don't worry about them. They won't bother you or me ever again. Cassandra says this hastily and you don't like the way she tries to brush the topic aside. What really happened to them? What is Cassandra covering up? Did she get them expelled from the school? You move on because you don't want to ruin the date you put so much effort into. What play have you planned for the next semester? I'm not sure yet. There are so many good choices, but you are required to act in them. I am? Does she really want you to act in all of them? You have to. You're my star. But just because I enjoy your acting, don't think I'll just hand the role over to you. You'll have to audition, like everyone else. Conversation continues. She asks about your day, you ask about hers. Even with the play finished, I have little to no time for myself. Pre-law courses are kicking my ass. She's not one for cursing, so it must be serious. She has cursed so much in the last, span of this episode, but sure. Our professors are swamping us with work. We have mock trials to prepare for, and I haven't even been partnered up with a good team. I'm afraid we'll lose. Anything I can do to help? You've done enough, honestly. Like, setting all this up for me. She gestures to the theater with the lights dimmed to get the mood going, to the delicious meal and the wine, to the conversation. The script isn't over yet. You hand hers back, and she skims through the lines. She laughs, cheeks turning rosy. I see. Clearing her throat, she begins to exchange lines with you. The play you're enacting is one where you play yourselves. Cassandra has the role of a double major college student who happened to finish eating a meal with you. You play the role of the freshman student whose major is still undeclared. That was a good meal. Thank you for making it. I'm so happy you could come. I've been waiting for this night for so long. Ever since I laid eyes on you, I was impressed. You were so charming and I wanted to spend more time with you. But that wasn't why I got close to you. I genuinely wanted to help out in the play because I wanted to see you happy. I wanted to see you succeed. Cassandra makes a gentle expression before tossing away the script. Why is she doing that? Does she not like the script? Do you really like me that much? Yes. Why wouldn't I? Like I said, I've never had anyone interested in me for me. It's usually for my name, my fame, or my money. But you knew all that, and still you didn't make a move on me, or befriend me for ulterior motives. It's rare to meet someone like that. And you can act. I'd like to officially ask you if you'd like to date. Do you want to date, Cassandra? Yes! Yes, I do! I would be more than glad to. Cassandra grabs you by the face and kisses you, holding you tightly to her. It's a hard kiss, demanding entrance to your mouth. You let her and she twines her tongue with yours. Ugh. You almost swoon at her touch, her hand slipping down to wrap around you. She knows how to fit her mouth perfectly against yours. She tilts her head to the side, deepening the kiss. You have to grab onto her hip so you don't fall over. By the time she pulls away, you are disoriented and out of breath. What are we doing? She gives a husky chuckle and bumps her forehead into yours. Expression all soft. She whispers to you, her breath brushing over your lips. No one's ever done this for me. A whole play just to have an excuse to kiss me. Your head feels like fluff, but slowly the words sink in. You deserve it. Cassandra closes her eyes and groans. Did you write a sex scene in it? Because I really hope you did. Her hold on your upper arms tighten. You let out a squeak at this, body turning so hot you fear you'll melt. Holy shit, she wants to... Well, of course you could, but should you? Your brain is short-circuiting. What do you do? I mean, you're on the date, just invite her to your room. You lean up to press another kiss to her lips hastily. Come over to my room. Your roommates will be there. Come to my room instead. Will the two of you even be able to make it that far? Cassandra seems to have been struck by the same concern because suddenly she's leading you deeper into the theater. Your heart is racing excitedly. Giselle will be mad if we do it in her room. Cassandra laughs. You deserve better than a pile of mismatched scraps of fabric. No, I'm taking you to my dressing room. The moment the door with her nameplate on it becomes visible, she yanks it open and closes it, before pushing you right up on it. There are still some bouquets I'm assuming it's, we're now in the room. She yanks it open and closes it before pushing you right up onto it. There are still some bouquets that had survived all this time from the play, and the air smells sweet around you. Cassandra pours every last inch of her body against yours, pressing tightly enough that you can feel her rapid heartbeat. Licking a line down the side of your neck, she slips a hand in between your thighs. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. The Taming of the Shrew. The epilogue. 3 weeks later. After going on a few dates back and forth, Cassandra and you officially decided to announce your relationship status to some close family and friends as dating. Even with the announcement, you find yourself awestruck by the fact that you and Cassandra are actually dating. It feels like a dream come true. Every moment together is like a floating on a cloud. You can't keep your hands off of each other, both in public and behind closed doors. Cassandra is almost insatiable, and she made you late more than once to class. At least she's sleeping now more often than not. It is nice to see her resting and not avoiding bedtime like she once had. She has even started drinking less coffee. And by less is meant to be about 9 or 10 cups a day out of her usual dozen or so. So honestly, how does she not even have sky-high anxiety levels at this point? If you drank that much coffee per day, you'd be bouncing off the walls. You look over at her where she lies, cuddled up to your side in your twin-size bed. She had opted to stay in your dorm room overnight due to how late it had gotten. You didn't want her to go so far across campus to her apartment. Plus, it had been nice to see Daniela interacting with her sister, though it was more of a Daniela pestering Cassandra and Cassandra getting riled up and throwing things at her while Daniela laughed. Angie did a drunken rendition of Cassandra's play before promptly passing out face down on her bed. Danny had stayed up with you while you had studied, and Cassandra had been deciding what play she would want to put on for the next semester. Daniela had eventually gone to bed with the warning that she didn't want to wake up to any weird noises. You and Cassandra had kept that promise. Somewhat. Waking up to Cassandra by your side is the best feeling ever. She can feel you stirring awake. She's a light sleeper despite everything. Where are you going? I was gonna get ready for the day. Maybe grab you some coffee from the cafe. That sounds amazing. You get dressed quickly and head out to the cafe. Elena's behind the counter. You're starting to think she's the only employee here. Does she ever leave? You swear you haven't seen her outside these four walls. Well, look who it is. Cassandra's resident lover. You flush and urge her to shush. You don't want to have people overhear this. A few girls in the cafe turn to look at you. Keep it down. We're not trying to have the whole campus know. If so, you failed. Of course, everyone already knows. You're dating Cassandra Dimitrescu, the golden star of the theater, Miss Popular and Rich, the playgirl of the campus. And you think people won't talk? Everyone knows? You're disappointed. You wanted to have some privacy with your relationship, and don't expect it to be easy. A lot of people are mad. Mad that you've managed to tame Cassandra when they couldn't. So, a word of caution, be careful. All the jealous exes are gonna come out of the woodwork. That idea does not sound appealing, but if you've made it this far, you'll continue fighting for your relationship with Cassandra. Thanks for the advice. You order the coffee for Cassandra and grab something for yourself to go. Your first semester may have drawn to a finish at Miranda's all-girls university, but you know that many more adventures await you. And with Cassandra by your side, you have no doubt you'll succeed them. Resident Lover. That was really cute. That's a nice night. That's just a nice, cute, like, normal ending. Perfect. Love it. Couldn't have a better ending. Alright. So that was the Cassandra, what's it called? The Cassandra route. It was really cute and also a little bit relatable because I've done a lot of theater in my life. I met my husband doing theater. Like, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like if you like. Let me know in the comments which route I should go next. I believe we still have a few left. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.